Hello and welcome to another episode of the e-commerce coffee break. Today I want to talk about conversion rate optimization. Now you will ask yourself, is that Klaus, you're doing that all the time? But I have a bit of a different angle there. And to dive into this topic, I have with me today Marta. She is the business development lead of Plerdy at plerdy.com. And she and her company, they dealing with conversion rate optimization on a slightly different level. So therefore, I would like to welcome Marta. Hi, how are you today?
Hey Klaus, I'm doing very good. Thanks for having me. It's really a pleasure to join you today.
Welcome to be on the show. So conversion rate optimization, obviously a big topic when it comes to e-commerce. Everyone is talking about it. Everyone's trying to figure out how to increase their average order value, their conversion rates to get more traffic converted into buyers. And there's a huge range of ways to do that. 1,000,001 apps out there, 1,000,001 specialists out there, and everyone's trying to figure out the right way. Now, where are you coming from? I think you have a bit of a unique solution to approach this topic, and I want to learn more about that.
Yeah, so I'll give a bit of a background to this. So as you stated, there are a lot of different ways to optimize for conversion, a lot of different strategies. And many businesses jump on like different things. They're trying to run ads, to use different marketing, influencer marketing, collaborations. But a lot of people are overthinking this first most important thing, their own website. And it is like the face of every businesses. And another side of this is that marketing and optimization for conversion always has to be based on data. So you always need to have the insights. So at Plerdy, we connect those dots. We get your website and we give you data about the user behavior on your website. So you know exactly what people are doing, how they are interacting with your website. So we take the guesswork out of your conversion rate optimization process, and we arm you with actionable insights so you can really understand what people what can what can they be missing on your website, or on the other side, what they like about your website, what you're doing good, and you should scale it and do more of that. So Plerdy, it's basically a business that helps businesses optimize this first, the most important channel, their own website.
Okay. Now, most business owners, Shopify store owners or online merchants, one problem that I hear a lot or see a lot is that they don't see the forest because of the trees. There's just so many moving parts in there, and they know they want to work on conversion rate optimization, but they don't either have the expertise or the time to learn it. And how do your tools help them to dive into this?
So basically, conversion rate optimization is not a very hard thing. It definitely takes time. You need to dedicate a few hours a week on analyzing some data. What we do, we give in very simple way. We give this information. In Plerdy, we have heat maps, for example. It's a representation of user interaction in the form of a color dotted places on your website. So you don't need to be an expert in order to understand these hotspots on your website, but it immediately gives you an understanding of the places where people click more, the elements people click more, or the elements people are clicking, but they're not supposed to do that. So it's very simple. With the heat maps, you don't really need to be an expert. You get this understanding right away after you're checking the data. Same goes with the session replays, for example. If you notice in the heat maps that there is some kind of behavior that you don't understand why people are doing that, you can go to session replays and open few sessions of people who were specifically on this page and see what you're like a bit spying on your users. Yeah, but it gives you very quick information and understanding what you can do better. And very often it's very simple things. The button is placed not in the right place, or people are just not understanding what does this button mean. You're using the wrong icon for this button. These things, I think that that's why a lot of businesses are not doing this, because it seems obvious. Very often, if you look at your website, it seems that everything is so clear, everything is so simple, but your customers can be viewing it in a completely different way. That's why we're giving this information, and yeah, all you need is just a few hours of your time to go through this report, to analyze it, but it is not something very complicated and hard.
Okay, no, I think you touched on a very few very important points there. So first of all, you need to dedicate some time. And so you need to watch the replays, you need to watch the heat map. And I think the first step is really going into watching what your users are doing. And I think that replays, basically watching your client over the shoulder, what they are doing, are the best way to learn about your store. And usually what happens is that, or often at a store, a website is built by a designer, graphic designer, web designer, and they're not necessary conversion rate optimization experts. So there's a bit of a disconnect there. And the store owner might think they have just spent a couple of $1,000s for a new shiny website, and it must be perfect. And then it comes out, if you're watching replays and heat maps, that the user do not really understand what they should do there next. What other kind of tools do you offer to help Shopify or merchants with their store?
That's a very good question. Actually, we have another, like Plerdy is an all-in-one tool, so we have more to our heat maps and session recordings. One important thing specifically for Shopify merchants and for all e-commerce people is pop-up software. So pop-ups for e-commerce is a really big thing. You can grow your conversions a lot with pop-ups, and we have different kinds of pop-ups. So it can be like promotional offers. When users are leaving your website, you can set up this exit intent pop-up, give them additional discount. Maybe this will convince them, or at least collect their contact details so you can nurture them, follow up a bit later, offering some new information. That's very important, because on the website you have limited opportunity to communicate with your customers. There is like no salesperson as in offline store that can come and offer something on top of the existing choice of the customer. So pop-ups are a great way to communicate with your users, and it can be set up in a million different ways. Like triggered by specific actions done on the website, or just regular offers that you are providing for all visitors. Another thing that we have at Plerdy is a sales performance tracker. So basically we have an opportunity to track the transactions, conversion rates, revenue generated, but like in addition, and a unique thing to this is the attribution of this revenue and an impact of specific elements of your website. So we can show the same way as we're having this heat map, so we can show also in a specific amounts how much impact each element of the website has on the revenue. So for example, this promotional banner on your front page brought you like $3,000 in the last 2 weeks. So you can choose a specific time range and see the impact of every element of your website on sales. This is a very good thing for understanding not only how many clicks or how many engagements these elements had, but also what is the role of this element? How much value does it bring to your website?
Okay, that sounds like very valuable information. I have never considered that, but I think that falls into the 80-20 rule, that 20% of your content, of your clients and whatsoever bring you 80% of your revenue. And if you can really measure what kind of element on your store, on your website brings you money or converts nicely, that definitely helps in making educated decisions on your store. Now, I understand that Plerdy obviously is a all-in-one solution, which makes it sort of standalone in the marketplaces, because all these bits and pieces you offer, obviously there's others in the market who offer each of this, and then you end up with a sort of bazaar of different apps in your store, and they do not work well together. How does Plerdy work with the data that comes in? Is there any kind of reporting tool in there? How does that work?
Yes, of course, we have like a dashboards in our platform. We collect the information about user interactions on the website, and then we present it in a nicely way on our platform with like overall dashboards which contains the most important information, but also you can check specific pages of your website in a like another tab and see like the more detailed data about each of the page of your site. So of course we have a lot of tools and sometimes it's like maybe confusing to somebody that you have everything in one. But what we also are seeing that many companies are using our tool across teams. So of course in bigger companies you have dedicated UX specialists, designers, separately have CRO specialists or some other optimization specialists. And yeah, we see that it is a solution that can be used by many people in a team, and everybody finds a bit of an information that is the most useful for him or her.
Yeah, I think there's a huge cost-saving aspect as well, because usually you pay for each app that you have, and then at the end of the month you get a huge bill for all the apps that you're using. And Plerdy obviously has everything integrated. So what's your pricing structure for this?
Basically, our pricing depends on the number of page views you're getting per day. So the bigger the website, the more expensive the package is. But we're much cheaper than other tools out there that offer the same functionality and the same tools. And as you mentioned, it's all-in-one solution. So for that price, you receive much more than just one tool. But yeah, so the pricing is based on the page views, but we also have an opportunity to track only a part of your website. So if you want to track only the homepage, the category page, pages, let's say checkout cart page, which are considered to be the most important for e-commerce stores, you can definitely set up recordings only for these pages, and only they will be tracked. So it is very flexible, the tracking, the pricing, so we basically can figure out a good deal for any kind of a store. And also for the Shopify, we have an integration with the Shopify. So we have an app that was done specifically for Shopify. So you don't even need to add any tracking code. You just need to get the app, and that's it. It automatically gives you all the information from Plerdy.
Okay. Question in regards to data safety security. Obviously, you're dealing there with a lot of customer data. How do you deal with that from your side? Are you compliant with all these different?
Yes, of course, we're totally GDPR compliant, so customers shouldn't be worried about that. We comply with all of the regulations and requirements. Also, sometimes people are worried about the tracking apps slowing down the site. That's also not the case. So we did everything to make sure that our app is not, our platform is not slowing down the site. It is not breaking any regulations. So yeah.
Okay. One thing that I'm always overwhelmed when it comes to all-in-one solutions is the learning time. So how long does it take me to get really up to speed and to use it? Now, if you have a couple of different features in there, and you said you don't need to start with all of them at a time, but what's the usual timeline that somebody starting with your solution, how long will people need to get started?
Mm-hmm. So basically, if you want to get started with only one solution, let's say heat maps, you can definitely do it in one day. And same goes for every tool. It's really not that complicated. Of course, if you want to like learn everything, learn about all of the possibilities that Plerdy has, it may take for around a week or two to get to know everything. But we also make sure that your your onboarding, our customers' onboarding is smooth, and whenever they need some assistance or some in-person meeting for onboarding, we're very responsive to that. I personally have been recording the whole tutorials for our platform. So this process of learning how to use Plerdy is very simple, and you'll always get some help from our side. But I guess that mostly our customers are doing well on their own, and yeah, it just takes a few days to get started.
Okay, good point you mentioned there. Question from my side, you said your customers. Now I see some big names on your website. I see Subaru, I see Honda, I see Huggies and so on. Who's your perfect customer? Who can use your solution?
So, I sometimes compare Plerdy with Google Analytics, because it is a solution that can be used by anybody who has a website. If you have people that are coming to your website, interacting with them, Plerdy is a must-have tool for you, because it gives you this valuable insights. But if we're talking about ideal customer profile, about people who are customers who will get the most value, of course, e-commerce stores and retailers will probably be the best fit here, because those websites usually have huge amounts of traffic. On this traffic, with this amount of traffic, you can really get the most correct insights and understanding of, you can run a lot of A/B tests, split your users and check how they're reacting to some changes you did on the website. So definitely websites that have a lot of traffic, it is the perfect fit, because it will be just easier for them to get the most value from this report. And then taking into account this bunch of other tools and software like pop-ups, a sales performance tracker, which are also the most useful for e-commerce stores. That's why basically they are the best fit for this solution.
Yeah, good point there. Have some traffic. You need to have some statistical significance to make decisions. Otherwise, all the tools in the world will not help you. If you only have 500 visitors a month, conversion rate optimization might not be in your league now. What would be a golden nugget or a tip for someone thinking about using Plerdy and to get started? What kind of homework should they do from themselves first before they come to you?
I think the most important thing is to really understand that there could be some quick wins with conversion rate optimization, something that you can immediately see change, and it will give you conversion rates will grow. But also you need to understand that same as SEO, probably conversion rate optimization takes time. It takes a lot of different tests, A/B tests, and it is also important to remember that when we look at our websites, we may not notice a lot of things that our customers see in a completely different ways. So you should never stop changing something and testing different approaches by using the information not from your own perspective, but by using the information your customers are basically giving to you.
Okay, yeah, don't rely on your own asset. You can't see the forest because of the trees. And you're out, as a store owner, you're always biased. So therefore, absolutely good advice there to trust the data. So if somebody wants to approach you and wants to try it out, is there any kind of demo or a trial? How can people get started?
Yes, we actually have a trial, a 2 weeks trial. We also have a free version of Plerdy, free forever. Of course, it's limited, but you can test this as well. We have an opportunity to book a live demo with one of our specialists. They can walk you through the platform, show you everything, because of course there are a lot of different tools and solutions in Plerdy. So yeah, just go to plerdy.com and check it out.
Okay, that already answers my question where people can find out more. So plerdy.com is the domain. I will put it in the show notes that people can just click and get to your site. Marta, thanks so much for your time. I think that was a very good insight. I always recommend looking deeper into conversion rate optimization. Now, obviously, I'm dealing with that. I'm also biased, but it makes a difference in the business if you basically double your conversion rate, you double your business. And therefore, it's a good time invested in going deeper into this topic. Thanks so much for your time and talk soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Klaus here. Before you go, I would like to invite you to become part of the e-commerce merchant pro community to get actionable advice from other Shopify merchants who already have achieved what you are aiming for. Our community is a safe place to actively grow your online retail business with the support of the most amazing and helpful group of e-commerce entrepreneurs behind you. Running a Shopify business is tough. Don't do it alone. Join us now. It's free. You will find the link in the show notes. Also, if you think your online store has conversion or marketing issues and you would like to have a fresh set of eyes on your business, then drop me an email at klaus@klauslauter.com and let me know a little bit about your business. It might be beneficial for you to have me look over your store, offers, emails, and ads, and get an unbiased outside perspective and guidance to help you make most of your online business. And finally, if you enjoy the show, please rate and review in the app that you're listening so that I can get bigger and more impactful guests on the podcast. Thank you as always for tuning in today. I appreciate you. Until next time, and I talk to you soon.